Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakurazo here, come at you with another 5 cards I have in your trade binder for May. And if you guys are wondering, hey Saki, isn't this 2 days late? Yes, it is. The reason being is because while I was planning my second part of 5 cards I have in your trade binder for the month, 4 out of 5 picks got bought out, or they moved up in price way too significantly for me to mention them. And I thought to myself, well, I don't want to give them, this video because it's not going to be a good video. So I scrapped it and I decided to do more research into the market to figure out better cards to give you guys for today. And if this video hits 85 likes, I will do a part 3 in May, probably in the next week or within the week, depending on how I feel. Also, if you're subscribed or if you're not subscribed, hopefully today's day earn your subscription. We're almost at 1,500 subscribers, so hopefully today's day earn your subscription. Also, if you're buying cards off TCG Player, please use my affiliate link down in the description below. It helps out the channel to no additional cost to you, and consider being a YouTube channel member. And we're just going to get right into it. So the first card I have for 5 cards I have your trade buyer today is actually Turbo Pack Book of Moon. Now, if you guys are wondering why Turbo Pack Book of Moon and not like Ulti, well, Ultimate Book of Moon is around $85 to $100, and the super rare from, I believe, Champion Pack 1 is just way too much, right? The reason why I'm telling you guys to pick up the third most expensive Book of Moon is because this price will soon match the Ultis, especially because Turbo Pack Ultras are very hard to get, especially if good condition. Something like Book of Moon is going to be very hard to come by, along with you could use it in multiple formats like GOAT format. Right? A lot of players love getting their copies of Book of Moon, and they're looking for better versions to get, especially because, not everyone wants to spend $100 on one card, but they want a nice copy. A copy at around $20 for an Ultra Rare Book of Moon, which I find extremely cheap. I think that this card has the potential to quickly go on to about the $60, $70 range, if not more, especially since we've seen other Turbo Pack Ultras kind of go up and get bought out very easily and not recover, because Turbo Pack cards, since they're very hard to get in good condition, if the market has some sort of buyout for a certain card from Turbo Pack, even as a super rare, it's very hard to replace those quantities, but it goes double for ultra rares. Something like Book of Moon especially, people aren't going to want to restock that as a cheap sale because they know that's going to be worth a lot of money. So I would get your copies right now. They're at $20 going up to $25. I personally would highly recommend grabbing as many copies as you want because I really do think it's free money. So I would get your Ultra Book of Moons while you can. Now, the second card I have here is actually Buster Bleeder, and this is from the Speed Duel Battle City structure deck. And if you guys are wondering why this, well, easy. So these structure decks from Battle City have gone through a lot of hype recently, where we saw Reinforcement of the Army hitting 25, we saw Breakers hitting 70, right? And then it all came crashing down. And while a lot of it's held its price, instead of Reinforcement of the Armies being dirt cheap, like $4 or $5, they're like 14s now, so people still made a lot of money. Other cards haven't really been touched too much, and one of them is Buster Blader. Now, the reason why I'm telling you guys to pick up Buster Blader instead of all the other cards is because it is one of the cheapest old school cards in there, being about $3.50, right? Going up to $4, right? Unlike, Jinzo, that's $8, $9. But the other reason I'm telling you guys to pick this up is because of not only collectability, collectors obviously love their Buster Blader, but that a lot of people actually like playing this against Dragon Link, right? When it, certain Buster Blader strategies and all that. And while this card may not exactly be used, some people might think it is. It might get incorporated into the strategy later on, right? People are going to want to get this for their deck, right? Seeing that it's a very cheap $3.50 version, and since it's unique, it's Speed Duel, it's like, oh, why not have a Speed Duels card? People are going to buy this out, especially because Speed Duel Battle City is going to go through a lot more buyouts into the future. Not just for Buster Blader, but the other cards as well. So I highly suggest getting what you want from Battle City right now as a side note, but I would definitely get Buster Blader because I really do think that it is at its cheapest currently at $3.50. I don't think it's going to get any cheaper than this, so I would get your copies while you can. I personally get a playset, spend maybe 10, 11 bucks on it, but you will be holding these for a little while though, so don't expect something like instant profit like that. Now, the third card that I have to have in your trade binder is actually Foolish Burial, and this is the dual terminal version. And the reason why I'm telling you guys to grab DT Foolish Burials is because they are only $3. And I think this is very cheap, especially from something that's DT. If you guys don't know, DT is essentially extinct. You're not going to find any place that's selling DT cards. Yeah, there's a few of the machines that are still working that, a high-end vendor might bring for some fun. He might restock it himself, right? To, add out like a regional or something. I know Team Samurai actually used to do like openings where he would go to a big event, get some DT cards, you know, put $1 in at a time. But those days are essentially over, since it's very hard to find that, especially because events like that are not going on right now. DT cards are very hard to get, but something like Foolish Burial is so generic that it will always see play throughout Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Until the day Yu-Gi-Oh ends, Foolish Burial will be a relevant card. It has been since the day of its release. So the reason why I'm telling you guys to get DT is because this version is essentially non-existent. It's very hard to find, and for only being $3, I would definitely grab a playset. They quickly, however, go up to about $5, so I would make sure that you have your copies while you can, especially because it is up there as one of the highest rarities of Foolish Burial, since yes, you have, you know, the super from, I believe, a champion pack. It might be Turbo Pack. I apologize. I know it's something too. I think it's Turbo Pack 2, but I could be wrong. For Foolish Burial, that's the highest rarity, and then we have the Lost Art Foolish Burial, and then we have like 2 secret rares. You know, like one of them from Speed Duel, one of them from Legendary Collection. You know, I think it's like Joey's World or Yugi's World. And then we have this DT version, so it's actually in the top 5, you know, highest rarity Foolish Burials. And I think that its potential to go up to a $10 card is definitely reasonable, especially when we look at other DT cards that are, you know, have some type of like collectability or can be used in the game, going up in holding prices like Black Luster Ritual that I've actually mentioned. I definitely see Foolish Burial holding a good price. So get your copies while you can. Now, the 4th card I have here is actually Dark Magician Girl from Speed Duels Tournament Pack 1. And a lot of my OG subscribers, if you're there, I know you're all there because you're all awesome. I'm going to ask you to hit that like button. But what I will remind everyone is if you're buying any of these cards off TCG Player, please use my full link down in the description below. It helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. So yeah. And then the 4th card, word being Dark Magician Girl, a lot of OGs are thinking, hey, why should we pick this up, especially when you already told us to pick this up? Didn't you mention this before? You know, are you dumb mentioning cards, you know, you've already said? No. This is now $32. Now, if you listened to me before, right, because I mentioned this card, I think, twice. I think once in a 5-card set in your trade binder, and then on multiple market watches at $8 and then $20. So if you already got this at $8, you made a lot of money. But the reason why I'm telling you guys to get this is because, like a DMGs in the past, it is going to get bought out, and it's probably going to go triple digits eventually. Especially for something that is a holographic DMG that's not some type of ugly gold rare, people are going to buy it. Speed Duel Tournament Pack 1 is completely discontinued. I know that there's no more packs there unless a vendor has it or someone was collecting them. Whatever we have is what we're getting. We're not going to have any type of random re-release for this. So every base, and since most of them have been most likely been cracked open, whatever we have on the market is what we have. So I would make sure you have these while you can, because I can see these easily going up to $100. These go quickly to $50 already, right? There's a couple copies at below 50. So I would grab your copies while you can. This is mostly just a reminder spot, to be honest, but I want to make sure all my subscribers have them. Now, the 5th and final card I have for your 5 cards out of your trade binder is Cyber Dragon the Chester. And this is actually the ultra rare from Dual Power, although I would recommend the Legendary Collection one as well, since it is a pretty good investment. But the reason why I'm telling you guys to get the Dual Power one is because, number one, a lot of people are thinking that Orcust, you know, Harp Horror could come back, and a lot of Orcust may come back, especially since we have Orchestrated Return finally getting the reprint that has, because it was the only Orcust card that never got a reprint, at least so far. So, you know, that was, you know, money, by the way. I don't want anyone coming in here and telling me, oh, this one Orcust common. No, I don't want to hear it. But a lot of people are trying to pick up Orcust again. A lot of people are thinking, oh, Harp Horror could go to 1. And Cyber Dragon the Chester is actually used in that strategy. And this used to be a competitive strategy. We've seen a lot of competitive decks fade out of the meta because either they got hit, they got power crept, and then later on come back, right? And I think that's something like Cyber Dragon the Chester that is basically a discard outlet and puts a free monster on the board in order so you can start link summoning and doing all that. Along with it being a machine, can easily see itself being in the build at 3 of. Along with Cyber Dragons also play it, which is a deck that will never fade out of existence because not only is our Cyber Dragons, you know, very collectors worthy, it's basically a legacy archetype that everyone loves, but it can still get a top 32 here and there since it is a cool OTK deck, and the Chester is used in that deck, I believe, as a 3 of. But the other reason I'm telling you guys this is because since it's such a good and quite generic card, whenever we see any machine strategies come out in the future, we're going to see this card being considered, especially since it is also a machine duplication target. I highly recommend you guys get your copies at $2, $3 because the amount of potential this card has in the metagame is crazy, and as a collector card being its first print. So $2, I would highly recommend a Placeholder or two if you can. And like usual, if you guys can smash that like button, subscribe, remember 85 likes, I will do another one in the next 7-8 days, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.